Welcome to the channel.
Welcome.
I'm Chima.
I'm Obina.
And we're the Asika Bros.
Yes, we are. So today we're going to be talking to you about how to pay down your debt strategically. Oftentimes when paying debt, people tend to pay down the number and hope it makes sense. Today we're not hoping anymore.
Debt has become a major problem in the United States, and it's become even more apparent now with the growing income inequality.
According to Forbes, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
And a lot of them are also paying down debt.
First, let's start by figuring out what's good debt and bad debt. While good debt should be paid off, you shouldn't put it as your priority.
Essentially, you shouldn't be rushing to pay off your mortgage before you've paid off your high-interest credit cards.
Some examples of good debt are mortgage loans, business loans, and even student loans. You know what's crazy? A lot of people don't realize student loans count as good debt. Yeah, we hate it because we're paying it, but maybe not as bad as for your credit as you think it is.
Not as bad as other things. Good debt allows you to increase your net worth and manage your finances more effectively while leveraging your wealth. Now, of course, not all good debt is the same. Mortgages and student loans are clearly not an apples-to-apples comparison. While with the mortgage, your net worth can see a direct increase, with student loans, you're effectively investing in yourself. That's especially the case if you're getting an education that typically leads to a well-paying career.
Examples of bad debt are credit cards, store retail cards, and auto loans. So first and foremost, I just want to put this out there. The first type of debt you need to pay off immediately is debt from a loan shark. You don't want to get beat up.
But in all seriousness, guys, predatory lenders with really high interest rates should be paid off first. Payday loans, title loans should be paid off as soon as possible. Then you can worry about the rest.
Let's talk about everybody's favorite topic, spreadsheets. So you can make a spreadsheet for the amount you owe, how much you paid, what the interest rates are. But that's a lot of work. A lot of student loan lenders have websites which they show you all the loans you have and the interest rates, how much you paid off and how much you need to pay off and how long it's going to take you. Also, there's third-party applications and websites that basically consolidate all your student loans into one dashboard view so you can view all of them in one place.
Makes things a lot easier. You should know what kind of debt you have, including the interest rates and the terms. Let's talk about payment strategies. First
method is called the avalanche method, also known as debt stacking. The steps generally go something like this. List your debt from highest to lowest interest rates. You probably can do this on the website of your lender. That's the option for most. Start with paying your highest interest loan first. Third, make the minimum payment for all your debts. Lastly, after making the minimum payments on all your debts, then you can move on to the second highest after that.
And then just goes repeat, repeat, repeat.
So here's an example. Paying off a $10,000 loan at a 4% interest rate in 5 years as opposed to 10 years can save you $1,100 on interest. Also, paying off a $10,000 loan at an 8% interest rate in 5 years as opposed to 10 will save you about $2,300 in interest. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of brunch money. Or savings. I meant savings. That's what I meant. It's a lot of money to save. Brunch money. The next strategy is the snowball method. Popularized by Dave Ramsey, it essentially has 4 steps. Step 1, pay the smallest loan first. 2, make the minimum payments for all of your debts except for the smallest one. Thirdly, pay off as much as possible on your smallest debt owed. You can do this while moving on to the next one as they get paid. And fourth and finally, repeat, repeat, repeat until all your debts are paid.
And again, and again, and again. If you're comfortable, you can do a combination of both. You can pay off the loan with the highest interest rate and the smallest loan amount. So if there's a couple of loans with high interest rates, you just pick the one with the smallest loan amount. Even if they're all around the same interest rate, just find the smallest one, the smallest loan amount.
Now you may be asking, which one is better?
You know what's crazy? I kind of like the snowball method, even though, it doesn't always make the best financial sense, but it makes you feel good. I like feeling good.
Yeah, if you're the type who likes small victories, the snowball method is probably inspirational for you. But if you're more of a rationalist who lives life by the numbers, the avalanche method is probably the better way to go.
More money, less problems.
If you're disciplined, that is. We all know terms are important, and sometimes you have to renegotiate those terms to get ahead.
That brings us to our next point, refinancing.
Refinancing is essentially financing something again. Typically, this is with a new loan at a lower interest rate.
For example, refinancing a $50,000 loan from 8.5% interest rate to 4.5% interest rate could let you pay off that loan a whole 2 years earlier.
Let's look at an auto loan, for example. There's actually no minimum for when you're eligible to refinance your auto loan. So if you meet all your requirements, technically you could refinance immediately. However, many people recommend waiting between 60 and 90 days from when you get your loan to refinance. The reason for this is because it typically takes that long for the title of the vehicle to transfer, and these are things that the lender is going to need. Don't wait too long, however. Most auto loans are amortized loans. Essentially, that means you pay a fixed monthly payment with the interest loan built in. All the while you're paying down your debt, you're paying the interest first, so keep that in mind. Looking at the amortization table of a loan could break this down for you rather easily. This is an amortization table from thebalance.com. It shows the $20,000 5-year loan charging 5% interest. If you see here in the first month, while your payment is $377, it's broken down to a $294 principal and about an $83 interest. Well, if you look at the 57th month, while that payment is $377, $371 of it goes to principal and $6 goes to interest. If we compare that to this sample amortization table from The Balance, you see that we're borrowing $100,000 at 6% for 30 years. We start out with a beginning balance of $100,000, and our first scheduled payments is $599.55, with $99.55 going to principal and $500 going to interest. At 6%, refinancing early would be advantageous in this example, maybe something between 3 and 4%. If you refinance too late, you'll actually end up already paying most of the interest.
Yeah, that's really useful information to know when paying off your auto loan. But next, let's talk about how to pay off other types of debts.
So one of the debts we should be concerned with is probably one that we all hold dear to our hearts.
Right here.
Student loans.
Oh man. So first advice is avoid repayment plans. So what is a repayment plan? A repayment plan basically allows you to pay off your student loans in a different schedule than you typically would while making minimum payments. So your minimum payments will be slightly different than it would be if you wasn't on a repayment plan. It'll probably be a little bit lower. So most repayment plans lower your monthly payments by extending your loan term. So not only will it take you longer to get out of debt, you'll end up paying way more interest. You're basically just throwing money at the government, just throwing more dollar bills at them. Take my money. I don't need my money. Why do I have money? It's all for you. Keep it.
You should be avoiding interest at all costs. Remember, high interest is not your friend, so you should eliminate it as quickly as possible.
So if you are truly trying to pay off your student loan debt as fast as possible, a repayment plan may not be your best option.
If you really can't afford your student loans, you probably should look into income-driven repayment plans then. These plans are important if you don't qualify for public service forgiveness and if you have low income and high debt.
Also, make sure you pay off your capital interest. Another tip is to make extra payments the right way. For example, let's say you have a $10,000 loan with a 4.5% interest rate. By paying an extra $100 a month, you will be debt-free more than 5 years ahead of your scheduled date if you're on a 10-year repayment plan. That's a lot of time. What can I do with all that extra time and money?
You probably can focus on maybe getting a home or, big things like that.
Ownership. Another video. So let's compare the avalanche and snowball method we spoke about before to paying extra evenly across your loans. If you pay your loans simultaneously, like in a lot of student loan situations, you may ask, which one is better? Avalanche, snowball, or applying your extra payments evenly? Let's take a look at this data we obtained from Forbes. Right here you can see we are comparing the three methods, the snowball, the avalanche, and applying your extra payments evenly across. We're also comparing the refinance option as well. We can see here that applying your extra payments evenly across all your loans is the best option, of course outside of refinancing if you have a good enough credit score to do that. So while the avalanche method can be the most efficient, when picking which loans to pay off first, in general in regards to any loan, if you pay off your student loans simultaneously like a lot of people, and you want to pay an additional amount, it's actually best to spread out your extra payments evenly across your student loans.
I just wanted to briefly touch on mortgages. If you're trying to pay down your mortgage faster, there are some strategies you can employ. You can make bi-weekly payments instead of monthly payments, or you can budget for an extra payment or two throughout the year. You could probably even take some of your tax return money and apply that to your mortgage. And as we talked about earlier, if you have a high interest rate on your home, you probably should consider refinancing.
Here's a quick tip on credit card debt. If you're really struggling, you can do a balance transfer. You can transfer to a different lender. This is only beneficial if the new lender gives you a grace period before interest starts to accumulate. Some lenders even give 18 months interest free. However, there's some monetary cost that comes with transferring your debt to another lender. That could run you a couple $100. But if your credit card debt is that crippling, if you're really struggling and the funds are low and the debts are high, the balance transfer may be right for you. The $100 you paid transferring to a new lender should not even compare to the thousands of dollars you may owe in credit card debt. So transferring to a new lender can save you a ton on interest.
So I hope you learned something in this video, especially when it comes to payment strategies. This is largely based on your personality, so do what's right for you. So if you like this video, consider giving us a like.
We like that.
And if any of these strategies helped you out, or if you have strategies that we haven't actually talked about or suggestions to paying down your debt, leave a comment down below.
Also, hit that subscribe button for us.
Smash that subscribe button. Destroy it.
Keep hitting it and hit it some more. And
Actually, no, if you hit it again, you unsubscribe.
Oh.
Hit it once, subscribe.
Don't hit it twice. You see that? Don't do that.
I don't know if you hit it twice. Yeah, this channel is all about business, finance, and wealth building. So if you're into that at all, if you're into making money, you're into saving money, this is the channel for you.
Like and subscribe. We're actually about to buy a real estate property in the near future. So we'll be documenting our whole progress on this channel.
Yes, you'll see every step of the way from pre-approvals to closing. So stick around if you ever want to see more of that. And if you have any other ideas for us to do, leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. Peace.